In the entire divine martial continent, no one can say for sure who is the most powerful. However, if anyone in this continent, or even in this realm, accepts the most demonic disciples, it must be none other than Lin Changfeng. As the head of the Kunlun sword sect's Yuxu peak, Lin Changfeng never appears in the triennial sect selection. But today, Lin Changfeng surprisingly took in his apprentices for the first time. I'm sorry, I have the posture of a great emperor. Fantasy, time travel, system, cultivationFeilu novel network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Kunlun Sword Sect. You are listening at powerful.Audio. From afar, in the endless bamboo forest, a few wisps of light wind occasionally blow. The light wind rustled on the bamboo leaves. Stop. Humph, old man, you really can run. Old thing, as long as you surrender your Xianbing bloodline, I can still give you a good time. I saw 4 men wielding knives, fiercely chasing and shouting. And ahead is an old man, running vigorously. If you look closely, the old man is still holding a baby in his arms. It's a strange thing that the old man ran wildly while the baby in swaddling clothes didn't cry at all. However, the old man's aura was clearly out of place. After all, this old man has been running wildly from the middle domain to the east domain for more than 10 consecutive days. Even though he is a strong person at the peak of the distracting realm, his spiritual energy has already been exhausted at this moment. Even if it weren't for continuously using many life-saving cards, this old man would probably have been dismembered by the 4 people behind him with their swords. Tiandao. My Lin family, even if I were a ghost, I wouldn't let you go. The old man ran wildly while gritting his teeth and muttering. He, old man, just a small force like the Lin family, my Tiandao sect can kill a large area with just 1 step. Indeed, even in the middle realm, the Tiandao sect can be considered a second-rate top power. And the so-called Lin family, a small family, is overestimated at the end of the 3rd rate. Lin Quan, who is old and immortal, originally as long as he honestly handed over his Xianbing bloodline, he wouldn't belong to the same clan, leaving no one behind. Ha ha ha. The old man ran with all his might, as he saw the endless bamboo forest approaching its end. Without the cover of the bamboo forest, coupled with the depletion of spiritual energy in one's own body, it is likely to be more ominous than good. Sigh. Is this the end of it after all? The old man sighed softly. As the bamboo forest reached its end, the distant peaks had gradually emerged. Crowded with peaks and shrouded in smoke, it is actually a fairyland on earth. However, unfortunately, no one can appreciate this fairyland on earth at this time. The old man running wildly suddenly felt a darkness in front of him, his spiritual energy was empty, and he almost fell to the ground. He couldn't help but smile bitterly and say, "This Xian Pin Ju Ling Dan is not very effective either." Looking up again, I saw a sword peak ahead, towering into the clouds. From a distance, I could see 4 big characters on it. Kunlun Sword Sect. Today's Kunlun Sword Sect is particularly lively. There is no other reason. Today is the day for the selection of the Kunlun Sword Sect once every 3 years. In the entire eastern regions, Kunlun Sword Sect is also a well-known sect, specializing in swordsmanship, as well as alchemy, formation, and even talismanship. It can be said to be quite comprehensive. Therefore, the selection of the Kunlun Sword Sect's lineage is naturally highly valued by various regions in the eastern regions. After all, Kunlun Sword Sect belongs to the first-class power in the eastern regions. Whether it is the major families in the eastern regions or the scattered cultivators, they generally need to give some face. Therefore, today's mountain gate, not to mention the crowds, is also bustling with people. However, on such a bustling day of sect selection, there is a place that is exceptionally quiet. Yuxu Palace. Kunlun Sword Sect has 12 peaks. Apart from the main peak being the location of the sect leader, there are also 7 peaks as the main peak and 4 peaks for other purposes. These 7 peaks are respectively Yujin Peak, Lingjian Peak, Tianwu Peak, Yuding Peak, Tianxian Peak, Shengfu Peak, and Yuxu Peak. Yujin Peak and Lingjian Peak, as the name suggests, are the 2 major sword peaks of Kunlun sword sect. Tianwu Peak does not practice swordsmanship, and most of its disciples are skilled in swordsmanship, spearmanship, and physical fitness. Yuding Peak cultivates the art of alchemy, Tianxian Peak cultivates refined formations, and Shengfu Peak cultivates the art of seal script, and Yuxu Peak. Nothing. And it's at the end, not as good as seal script. At this moment, in the Jade Void Palace. Hehe, little martial uncle, today's sect selection, the sect leader asked me to notify you to go and recruit disciples. The speaker was none other than Imo, a highly talented disciple of the Kunlun sword sect leader Lin Changfeng. Whether or not to go, I haven't even understood how to cultivate myself, and I still accept apprentices. Isn't this a misunderstanding? Lin Changfeng decisively declined. You stinky kid, that's the same excuse every time. You have to go collect an apprentice today. Only a stern reprimand was heard, and a tall man in a blue shirt came from the wind, who was Lin Changfeng, the leader of the Kunlun sword sect. 10 rounds of sect selection, it's been 30 years, not even a disciple has been accepted. Can you please anyone else? Lin Changfeng asked angrily. Where, Uncle Ling, it's not that I don't want to take on apprenticeship, but you see, my aptitude is already poor, and I haven't even figured out 1, 2, or 3 yet. Lin Changfeng quickly argued. Faced with Lin Changfeng, Lin Changfeng showed great respect, not because he was the sect leader, but because Lin Changfeng was an old friend of Lin Changfeng's father and had watched him grow up since childhood. Ah! You have the same temperament as brother Lin back then. Lin Changfeng sighed. When Lin Changfeng's parents encountered a great disaster, Lin Changfeng naturally took good care of Lin Changfeng after avenging his sworn brother. Therefore, Lin Changfeng intends to take Lin Changfeng as his own disciple. However, when Lin Changfeng set foot on the Kunlun sword sect, he directly alarmed the remaining souls of Kunlun ancestors and designated him as the leader of Yuxu Peak, equivalent to becoming Lin Changfeng's junior brother. Anyway, I have to bring an apprentice back today. Lin Changfeng said angrily. But this kid's cultivation seems to have deepened a lot, and I can't see through him anymore. How long has it been since then? Lin Changfeng exclaimed in surprise. Hehe, junior martial uncle, then I'll leave too. Mo, with a playful face, quickly ran to the mountain gate to watch the sect selection. Ah, bad luck. Lin Changfeng supported his forehead and said. What is the use of admitting disciples? Besides causing trouble and then having the master wipe their buttocks, is there any other use for disciples like this? Besides, isn't it good to be alone and quiet? More importantly, taking an apprentice is not only a matter of having one more person, but also a cause and effect entanglement. As a person of 2 generations, Lin Changfeng is very clear about the cause and effect. If he doesn't touch this thing, he won't touch it. If he does, it will cause big things. That's right, Lin Changfeng was reborn and crossed over. How are you, the son of destiny? And, he used to have a system too. As for why there used to be a system, okay, actually it's this dog system. It's been a full 30 years since Lin Changfeng showed his head and gave something when he was 10 years old, and it hasn't even appeared again. It's probably already a system crash. In this land of divine martial arts, people generally start practicing at the age of 10, so Lin Changfeng also practiced at the age of 10 at Yuxu Peak. At that time, the system also provided many good things, such as the Dao Yuan body, which is an extremely peak existence in the bloodline constitution. For example, in the depths of the Jade Void Palace, there is a landscape painting hanging. In the eyes of those who are not discerning, nature is just a painting, but in reality, it is the innate treasure given to Lin Changfeng by the system, a panoramic map of mountains and rivers with magical spatial power. And that mysterious technique, the Supreme Eternal Life technique, and various skill books, from alchemy and refining tools, to talisman and seal formation, and even the deduction of heavenly secrets, are all covered. Of course, there are also a considerable number of natural resources and treasures, as well as miraculous medicines, all of which are exquisite, even top-notch. Otherwise, with just this short 30 years, how could Lin Changfeng's cultivation make Kunlun sword sect leader Ling Xiangtian feel a bit overwhelmed? Ling Xiangtian, but at the peak of the Taiqing realm, he only needs one step to prove himself as a semi-saint. Of course, this step is also difficult to take. The boundaries of the Shenwu continent are divided into the following. The realm of detachment, the realm of qi, the realm of shaping spirits, the realm of condensing pills, the realm of spiritual sea, the realm of returning to the source, the realm of separating gods, the realm of transforming emptiness, the realm of Taiqing, the realm of half-step saint, the realm of saint, the realm of half-step emperor, and the realm of emperor. As the peak of the Taiqing realm, Ling Xiangtian is not weak, at least in the entire eastern region, he is absolutely not weak. Well, Uncle Ling is also unreasonable. He said that I would not accept apprentices for 30 years. I was only 10 years old 30 years ago. Lin Changfeng roast. Ding dong. The system releases the task. I'm going. Is this thing pretending to be a corpse? Lin Changfeng exclaimed in surprise. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Empress of the Red Dust. You are listening at novelfull.audio. System publish task. Please go to the bamboo sea at the foot of Kunlun Mountain, 100 miles away, and collect the young master of the Lin family as his disciple. Task Reward 1. Innate Wisdom. Task Reward 2. Disciple Development Gift Pack, Unknown Token. The task difficulty is half a star, and the host can directly obtain Reward 1. Reward 2 can only be obtained after the task is completed. At this moment, Lin Changfeng's eyes flashed with a touch of illusory light, as if they could pierce through all illusions. Crouching Slot. Divine Skill. This dog system has been playing dead for 30 years, and today it's bleeding a lot. Lin Changfeng exclaimed in surprise. Innate insight allows one to see the essence of things through all appearances. This also means that after Lin Changfeng, you are so accurate in judging people. What bloodline qualifications, skill flaws, skill loopholes, spiritual pill secrets, or even a person's true feelings or false intentions, probably cannot be concealed from these wise eyes. Of course, this also depends on Lin Changfeng's strength. If the opponent's strength is enough to crush Lin Changfeng, then innate wisdom may not be able to see through. Bamboo Sea, right. Coincidentally, Uncle Ling is also putting pressure, so I'll go take a look. With a wave of his hand, Lin Changfeng flew into his sea of gods with the myriad of mountains and rivers in the depths of the Jade Void Palace. Did you forget to give the weapon to the beginner's gift pack in the dog system? While roast, Lin Changfeng picked up a wooden sword and flew away. At this moment, at the end of the bamboo sea. Cough. Cough. The old man coughed in pain while confronting the four sword cultivators. Due to a long period of running and excessive use of the gathering pill, the old man's body has already suffered from the backlash of the pill. Lin Shan, you awaken. Li Biao, the leader among the four, sneered playfully. This old man is one of the elders of the Lin family in the middle region, and also the elder holding a baby. Lin Shan is at the peak of the distracted realm. And these four people led by Li Biao are worshippers of the Tiandao sect, and their realm is not lower than that of Lin Shan. Li Biao, the leader, has already entered the early stage of transforming the virtual realm. If it weren't for Lin Shan's unlimited use of various trumps along the way, coupled with his desperate sprint, he would never have survived until now. On the contrary, the four of Li Biao dare not strike hard. After all, their goal is this ancient mysterious ice body. At this time, they are wary of using a mouse. If they harm a baby in swaddling clothes, they will be busy in vain. The ancient mysterious ice body can become an excellent furnace and cauldron with just a few years of cultivation, and then improve the user's bloodline physique through dual cultivation. No wonder the sect leader of the Sword Sect will be moved on this day. And it is said that thousands of years ago, there was an ice queen, who was the ancient mysterious ice body. At this point, Lin Shan can be said to have reached the end of his life, and it is impossible to run away. The next step is to see how he dies. Die for me. Li Biao suddenly challenged and slashed towards Lin Shan with a knife. The terrifying knife energy and space rub against each other, causing a hissing knife roar. At this moment, the baby in Lin Shan's arms remained motionless, neither crying nor making a fuss, as quiet as death. Alas, I didn't expect that I, the Empress of the mortal world, had suffered a great disaster in my past life. A wisp of residual soul has been wandering for thousands of years, but now I am reincarnated and cannot live to a full moon. The baby sighed in his heart. As a former emperor, babies naturally wouldn't take these small scenes seriously. After all, they are just a few people in a distracted state, and in her eyes, they are just ants. However, the Lin family is still the birthplace of her reincarnation, and even as the pinnacle of the divine martial continent in her previous life, it is impossible for her to have no emotional attachment to the Lin family. After all, the great emperor is also human. Since we are human, we will have 7 emotions and 6 desires. Moreover, she is the Empress of the mortal world, already an emotionally rich Empress. So, in the case of mismatched strength, having this kind of rebellious physique naturally may not necessarily be a good thing, but it may also lead to self-immolation. After all, Pifu is innocent and blames others. In this world of cultivating immortality where the law of the jungle prevails, strength is the ultimate principle. What about the Empress of the mortal world? Did you suddenly encounter a great disaster, be surrounded by several people, and finally perish on the road? Although after his death, he suddenly gained a boost in his energy and not only unexpectedly gained a rebellious physique, but also reincarnated with memories from his past life. But what can we do? You didn't even get a full moon drink. Fate, I saw Lin Shan facing Li Biao's sudden challenge, and at this moment he was powerless to stop it. He could only let out a long sigh. Alas! The heavens are about to destroy my Lin family. Immediately, he exerted his last bit of strength and threw the baby backwards with all his might. Xiaoxue, don't blame me for being ruthless. Instead of being caught and humiliated by the Tiandao sect, why don't we end it ourselves? In a moment of thought, Lin Shan chose to self-destruct. The peak of the distracting realm, Lin Shan, once self-destructed, even Li Biao in the early stage of transforming the void realm would never dare to shoulder it. At such a close distance, there is no escape. The 4 of them were shouting and cursing, but they could only use all their means to offer various defense cards. How could there be any time to deal with the thrown baby? Sleeping in bed. Someone throwing children in broad daylight. Only a startled cry was heard, and a white-robed sword cultivator came from the sky and steadily picked up the baby in his hand. The person who came was Lin Changfeng. I saw Lin Changfeng's mind sweep away and immediately learned about the situation below. Immediately, in an instant, he fell into the midst of the crowd. He pointed at Lin Shan, who was exploding, and then directly suppressed him back. Lin Shan looked shocked and said, "It's over. It's all over." Originally, he could have taken 1 or 2 with self-destruction, and his life was worth it. Now, not only is he being forcibly suppressed, but his source god has also been torn apart. I'm afraid he can only hold on for 100 breaths. Both sides looked at Lin Changfeng, the sudden variable that appeared. Excuse me, senior, but is it my heavenly sword Sect's helper? Li Biao probed. You're joking. The self-explosion that can forcibly suppress the peak of the distracting realm must be at least one level higher, which indicates that the white-robed sword cultivator in front of us is also at least the peak of the transforming void realm. Tiandao Gate. What kind of trash is Tiandao Gate? Lin Changfeng looked confused. Li Biao's face darkened. It's over. This person is an enemy, not a friend. I'm afraid this matter will escalate further. Senior, it's easy to discuss. Our Tiandao sect is also a prestigious sect in the middle domain. Today, our sect members are handling some private matters, so please don't interfere, senior. Li Biao said. Are you teaching me how to do things? Lin Changfeng was momentarily displeased. Senior. Please save the last bone and blood of the Lin family. Lin Shan knelt down with a thud. Our Lin family has always been self-sufficient, but we suffered this great disaster for no reason. Our whole family died tragically at the hands of the sword sect on this day. I am already a dying person, and I would not hesitate to die. I hope the senior can save this daughter. Lin Changfeng looked at the baby in his hand and muttered to himself. Is it an ancient mysterious ice body? That's not surprising. The wooden sword in his right hand suddenly swung out, and a sword intent swept past. The three people behind Li Biao were instantly killed without any warning, walking without any pain. These three are all peaks of the distracting realm. Even if they are peaks of the transforming void realm, they cannot be easily killed in seconds, can they? At this moment, Li Biao's heart trembled because he felt the crisis of death, but his mouth still did not relax. Have you offended my heavenly sword sect? Have you ever thought about the consequences? Did I let you talk? Lin Changfeng wondered. Li Biao knows he's invincible, nonsense. This person is probably a strong opponent in the Taiqing realm, otherwise how could he effortlessly kill three peaks of the distracted realm? Attention, it's a light description, it feels like breathing naturally. Li Biao reached out and took out a jade pendant, exerting a slight force before crushing it in his hand. Oh. Are you trying to convey a message? Lin Changfeng asked with great interest. At the next moment, Li Biao's face turned completely black. Because his information cannot be transmitted. Near this bamboo sea, it has been completely isolated from the outside world by a set of shielding formations. The next second, Lin Changfeng's body moved slightly, approaching Li Biao like a ghost, holding down his heavenly spirit with one hand. Soul searching. Lin Changfeng needs to have a detailed understanding of the beginning and end of this matter, as well as the Tiandao Gate. And Li Biao, naturally, had no room for resistance. He destroyed all his gods and souls directly, and even had no chance of reincarnation. I see. Since the matter has already been done, why not eradicate it and easily destroy the Tiandao sect? Lin Changfeng pondered. Former. Senior. Lin Shan said. Lin Changfeng turned to Lin Shan and said, you have at most 10 breaths left. I can only temporarily suppress the damage caused by the self-explosion and cannot reverse it. If you have any last words, just say them. Senior. My daughter's surname is Lin. Her name is Xuan. Thank you. Lin Shan breathed a sigh of relief. Is Lin Xuan? She is destined to be with me. Lin Changfeng said with a bitter smile. The same background, the same blood feud, and even the same surname can indeed be considered a kind of fate. Is it the ancient mysterious ice body? Let me take a closer look. After speaking, Lin Changfeng's eyes were filled with an illusion, innate wisdom. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. Tai Xian Ice Phoenix Body. You are listening at powerful.Audio. Lin Changfeng's eyes were filled with a rainbow, and he used his innate wisdom to look at the young master of the Lin family, Lin Changfeng. At this moment, Lin Changfeng said, "This man's strength is probably at least in the late stage of semi-sainthood. But his eyesight is not very good. He actually thinks that this emperor is some kind of ancient mysterious ice body, ridiculous. But he is actually a good person. After all, she is the former empress of the mortal world, the great empress of the Tao, and Lin Changfeng's Tao heart is definitely extremely stable, and her ability to recognize people is naturally not inferior. Oh, it's really not easy. What ancient mysterious ice body is that? What kind of garbage constitution is that? This woman actually has two types of rebellious bloodline constitution, and these two constitutions blend and complement each other, it's perfect. The Tai Xian sword body is the top in sword cultivation, the Nine Heavens Ice Phoenix body is even more like a divine phoenix. What kind of demon is this? The combination of these two constitutions, or rather, let's call it the Tai Xian Ice Phoenix body. Wait. This causal line. Suddenly, Lin Changfeng was startled and said coldly. That's right, Lin Changfeng's causal line is really too dense. The density was so dense that even Lin Changfeng was a bit surprised, and even took a cold breath. It turns out to be the reincarnation of the legendary Empress in the mortal world, and it seems that the memories of her past life are still there. Lin Changfeng thought to himself. The Empress of the Red Dust is the great emperor of ancient times, possessing the Tai Xian sword body. It is said that the sword spirit has reached the realm of sword saint. A red dust sword has traversed the divine and martial world for thousands of years. However, according to rumors, the Empress Dowager of the Red Dust, along with several other imperial-level figures, jointly ventured into the divine martial arts and the heavenly sea, hoping to find the way to heaven, break through the shackles, and take it to the next level. However, I don't know what happened at that time. The Empress fell on the spot, and there was no news of the other few people. The Xinwu world, where Lin Changfeng is located, is divided into 5 regions. Xinwu Continent, Arctic Cold River, Xinwu Tongtian Sea, Demon God Domain, and Jiuyou Demon City. Among them, Xinwu Continent is the territory of the human race. To the southeast of Xinwu Continent, with Xinjie Mountain as the boundary, there is the Demon God Domain outside the mountain. More than 500 years ago, there was a great war between the human race and the demon race. The ultimate result of this battle was a mutual defeat, with more than 10 great emperors of the human race falling and more than 10 demon emperors of the demon race sleeping forever. Then, a foreign force called the Jiuyou Demon Clan inexplicably broke into this divine martial world and established the Jiuyou Demon City. Both the human race and the demon race felt the threat of outsiders and naturally chose a ceasefire. After all, if we continue to fight, the entire divine martial world will probably be under the control of the 9 Yumo clan. Since then, the two sides have been at war for nearly 500 years, with Xinjie Mountain as the boundary. 500 years is a year of doom. Looking at the baby in his hand, Lin Changfeng smiled and said. No wonder I don't cry or make a fuss. I see, I only have the demeanor of a great emperor, haha. Lin Changfeng couldn't help but be taken aback in her heart. Can he actually see through my past life? Or is this just a foolish big statement? And listening to this, he actually wants to accept this emperor as his disciple. However, on second thought, if one could become a disciple of Lin Changfeng, it would not be bad. Although it is reincarnation, all cultivation still needs to be done step by step. I don't expect any help from Lin Changfeng, after all, she's just a half-saint. From the perspective of Lin Changfeng, the Empress of the Red Dust, she's just a bigger ant. But I always feel that Lin Changfeng has an inexplicable sense of familiarity. It seems like there is some connection between the two of them. Thinking of this, Lin Changfeng made up her mind to consider him a cheap master. After all, Lin Changfeng has saved her now, and their cause and effect have also become intertwined. Disciple Lin Changfeng, pay respects to the master. The baby thought to himself and said, wow. Wow. Well, crying very loudly. Lin Changfeng thought to himself, sister, you really can pretend. With your heart as the Empress of the mortal world, will you still cry over this matter? But now Lin Changfeng is crying louder and louder. And crying non-stop. Lin Changfeng quickly took action, first slapping the ground and destroying the bodies of several people, and then withdrawing the blocking formation. On second thought, a causal force was introduced from the divine sea through the mountain and river universe, completely erasing the causal connection in this region. In this way, even if a celestial performer comes here and wants to use the power of cause and effect to deduce what happened here, there will be no trace to find. The so-called Tianwu Dan weapon talisman formation technique refers to the Tianyan Shi. The Tianyan master has average combat power, but he can use the power of the heavenly way to induce the law of cause and effect to deduce all things. In a sense, it is a very unsolvable existence. On this side, Lin Changfeng didn't want to go and destroy the heavenly sword sect. After all, through her innate insight, she saw the extremely terrifying causal line of Lin Changfeng. It seems better for her to handle this matter herself. Of course, the only Tiandaman is a good grinding stone for Lin Changfeng in the future. The Tai Xian Ice Phoenix body, combined with the former Red Dust Emperor and the Master Lin Changfeng, can even have half of the system. After all, the reward items given by this dog system also have a disciple's share. So, Lin Changfeng's future is definitely not limited to the Emperor. Can you stop crying, little ancestor? Lin Changfeng said helplessly. At this moment, Lin Changfeng said to herself, I'm really hungry. I'm hungry. After all, being held in Lin Shan's arms, he sacrificed his life and ran wildly for more than 10 days, relying only on a fanpin health pill in his mouth to supplement his nutrition. Although this health pill can sweep away hunger and restore oneself, it is specially tailored for ordinary people or cultivators with lower cultivation who still need to eat. However, it has been in my mouth for more than 10 days and has long since disappeared. And it's just an ordinary health pill, how long can it last? Whether it is elixir or weapon, there are levels, from bottom to top, which are Fan Pin, Huang Pin, Xian Pin, Dai Pin, Tian Pin, Xing Pin. That is to say, Fan Pin is the lowest level. Here, Lin Changfeng couldn't control much anymore. Holding Lin Changfeng crying loudly, he rose up from the sky and flew towards Kunlun mountain. 100 miles of land will arrive in an instant. Brother Lin, are you robbing someone's child to play with? What kind of behavior is this? Feng Yijian, the head of the Imperial Sword Peak, couldn't help but angrily say, as cultivators of our generation, we should never do anything that would harm heaven or reason. Senior brother is still so irritable. Isn't junior brother this kind of person? But Changfeng, why don't you tell me what the situation is, said Nangong, the leader of Lingjian Peak. Senior brother Feng, senior sister Nangong, this is my newly recruited disciple, Lin Changfeng. Lin Changfeng scratched his head and replied. This. She can't be the illegitimate daughter of little martial uncle, she's also surnamed Lin, and she looks quite similar to little martial uncle. Oh, I understand, everything I understand, man. Watching a group of disciples whispering, Lin Changfeng cried even louder. Well, junior martial uncle, there's something Yuehua shouldn't have said. Your daughter. I mean, my junior sister, are you hungry? Mo Yuehua ran up and said. Yeah. I must be hungry. But no one can breastfeed either. Lin Changfeng looked at the leader of Lingjian Peak, Nangong. I'm going, Changfeng. What do you mean? Your senior sister, I'm all focused on cultivating, I haven't even touched a man, so I don't have to feed him. Nangong looked speechless. No. Junior uncle, what do you think I'm doing? I'm only 16 years old. Mo Yuehua exclaimed in surprise. And only those who have just given birth have to be fed. You just need to go out and find a wet nurse. Mo Yuehua said. Yes, find a wet nurse. Immediately. No delay allowed. Tell the sect leader that I have gone down the mountain to find a wet nurse for the disciple. The sound came out, and Lin Changfeng had already flown away. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Phoenix Mountain Range. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Congratulations to the host for completing the apprenticeship mission. Reward. First Snow Gift Pack, First Snow Order. The Master System has been activated. Please actively cultivate your disciples. For each level that a disciple surpasses, the host will receive corresponding rewards. The Lin Chuxue branch mission has started. Please go to the Phoenix Mountains to find a nanny for your disciple Lin Chuxue. Task Reward. Divine Phoenix Ice Blood. The task difficulty is 2 stars, and the reward will be obtained after completing the task. Just as Lin Changfeng flew out of the Kunlun sword sect, a series of system prompts sounded one after another. It means my system, which is actually called Master's System. No wonder it hasn't happened for 30 years, and once a disciple collected it, it came out. Lin Changfeng roast, and then checked the items. Chuxue Gift Package. A large gift package tailored for disciple Lin Chuxue, containing 1 Chuxue sword, 1 ice feather holy skirt, 1 Taishian sword sutra, and 100,000 yuan crystals. Chuxue Order. Disciple Lin Chuxue's exclusive token, which can ignore any conditional restrictions and communicate with the host, and it can actively summon a host clone once, but the cooldown time is long and cannot be used frequently. TSK, I can see that this first snow order is a good thing to protect and prevent unexpected situations. After all, the master cannot always follow his disciples, so he is not called the master, but a protector of the path. Chuxue Sword. The things provided by the system are definitely not too bad, probably at least they are also sacred weapons. Everything else looks average. The ice feather holy skirt is nothing more than a high-quality dress. As for girls, they must wear it beautifully, and this Tai Xian sword sutra sounds very powerful, but compared to Lin Changfeng's supreme longevity technique, it's probably a bit childish. But if it were for Lin Chuxue, it would definitely be enough, and it would perfectly fit her Tai Xian sword body. As for Yuanjing, the common currency of Shenwu continent, 100,000 pieces is not too many. Lin Changfeng sailed through the air, intending to head directly to the Phoenix Mountains. If we talk about the Phoenix Mountains, it is the territory of the demon god domain. Lin Changfeng, a human race, theoretically cannot directly venture into it. After all, the relationship between the human race and the demon race is very delicate. Moreover, in the realm of demon gods, there are probably at least several demon emperors, including numerous demon saints, demon emperors, and demon kings. The demon race is accustomed to calling themselves the demon king and the demon emperor, but in fact, they are the strength of transforming the virtual realm and the Taiqing realm. However, speaking of which, as a human race, if Lin Changfeng trespasses into the demon god domain, the other party has every reason to keep him. But Lin Changfeng still wants to go, not because he is very confident in his own strength. In fact, Lin Changfeng has been working behind closed doors for the past 30 years, and he doesn't even know what level of strength he has reached. Just to be certain, Uncle Ling is not his opponent, which means that under the semi-saint, Lin Changfeng is not at all weak. And what Lin Changfeng relies on at this moment is the system. Is it because the system says to go to the Phoenix Mountains, and the task difficulty is only 2 stars, so the system is not going to pit the host, is it? The Phoenix Mountains, as the name suggests, are the territory of the Phoenix family. And Lin Changfeng's mysterious ice phoenix body contains the bloodline of the divine phoenix, so go to the Phoenix Mountains to find a wet nurse. This is feasible. Crossing the Xinjie mountain, Lin Changfeng entered the realm of the demon race. Well, if you're in danger, you can't hold Xuan like this. Lin Changfeng pondered. Immediately, Lin Changfeng grabbed the baby's swaddle with one hand, took out the ice feather holy skirt, threw it away, and put it on Lin Changfeng's body. The ice feather holy skirt, although just a skirt, is not an ordinary garment, but a sacred garment. This level of clothing, whether big or thin, can be automatically adjusted according to the wearer's body shape. Moreover, this level of clothing can be worn continuously under normal circumstances. There is nothing dirty or broken, unless it is forcibly destroyed by a stronger force. At this moment, Lin Changfeng was very honest, probably tired of crying. Suddenly, she was put on the ice feather holy skirt in a daze. At first, she didn't feel anything, but upon careful perception, her heart suddenly became uneasy. This is actually the legendary ice feather holy skirt. How could he possibly have clothes of this quality? You should know that even as a former empress in the mortal world, she didn't have such an ice feather holy skirt. And according to rumors, the reason why there was no news of the Frost Empress from earlier times was also because she pursued this ice feather holy skirt, delved deep into the secret realm and disappeared without a trace. What kind of person is Master? Lin Changfeng muttered in her heart. At this moment, Lin Changfeng casually threw Lin Changfeng into the picture of mountains and rivers, saying, "Lulu, take care of Changfeng. This is my precious disciple." Immediately after, Lin Changfeng was thrown into the picture of mountains and rivers. Lulu, on the other hand, is a little lowly wearing a white dress and long white hair, and is the touring of the mountain and river versatile. As an innate treasure of mountains and rivers, it is natural to have the presence of the spirit of the treasure. In the picture of mountains and rivers, it forms its own world. Moreover, the time flow rate here is 10:1 compared to the outside world. 1 day outside, 10 days in the picture. It has to be said that after Lin Changfeng sensed the time flow here, she was so shocked that she couldn't speak at all. Okay, she couldn't say a word originally, she just cried. However, since Lin Changfeng crossed the Xinjie mountain, it seems that several divine thoughts have locked onto him. How many little demons in the Linghai realm? Lin Changfeng sneered. That's right, for a normal cultivator, the 4 realms of transcending the mortal world, attracting chi, shaping spirit, and condensing pills can only be considered as beginners. Breaking away from the mortal bones, activating spiritual energy, shaping spiritual bodies, and condensing the elixir field, these 4 realms seem good, but they are all foundations. And the Linghai realm is the next realm of the condensing pill realm. Don't say that Lin Changfeng will look down on you, anyone who changes will look down on you. After all, those who can venture out must at least reach the spirit sea realm. But this is also normal, after all, this is just the edge of the demon god domain. Once you delve deeper, the strength of the demon race you encounter will naturally become stronger and stronger. These little demons in the Linghai realm were naturally not foolish, and they avoided Lin Changfeng's path from a distance. Lin Changfeng naturally didn't bother to care about them, after all, he came to find a wet nurse, not to fight. However, it is definitely necessary to indulge in promiscuity on the way. There are few human beings passing by here, and there are many strange flowers and plants in the forest, such as the 300-year-old wood-whisked spirit grass, the 400-year-old fire cloud grass, even the 500-year-old ice crystal musk orchid, and occasionally a few thousand-year-old natural treasures. You should know, this is one of the battlefields of the human-demon battle over 500 years ago. Surprisingly, some immortal grasses have survived the ravages of war and grown for thousands of years. Without exception, all of these must have been taken in by Lin Changfeng. Along the way, the demon tribes encountered also gradually strengthened their strength. From the early stage of the spirit sea realm, to the middle stage, and then to the later stage, they gradually reached the return to the Yuan realm. Even now, several strong players from the Divine Separation realm have also appeared. However, they still hid from Lin Changfeng, and some of the demon tribes in the early stages of the Distraction realm appeared more panicked, flying away as if to report the news. This Taoist friend. Our clan has worked hard to cultivate these many spiritual roots and immortal herbs. You have swept them all the way and collected them all in your bag. It's probably a bit inappropriate, isn't it? Finally, someone stopped in front of Lin Changfeng and said in an unfriendly tone. The man was dressed in a black robe, holding a black folding fan in his hand, and looked at Lin Changfeng. Lin Changfeng looked up and said, at the peak of the Distraction realm, the Great Ping Demon King. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Dapeng Demon King. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At first glance, it is an endless forest. However, unlike other forests, the forest here is filled with a demonic aura everywhere. However, when it comes to the quality of spiritual energy alone, the concentration of spiritual energy here is actually even stronger than that of Kunlun Sword Sect. After all, this place already belongs to the hinterland of the demon god domain. And as Lin Changfeng swept his way towards the Phoenix Mountains deep in the demon god realm, someone finally dared to speak up. The incoming one is the Dapeng Demon King at the peak of the Distraction realm. The Dapeng Demon King squinted his eyes and couldn't help but be taken aback. Because he can't see through the man in front of him, completely unable to see through. However, one thing is quite clear about the Dapeng Demon King, which is that this man's strength is definitely above him. This Taoist friend, you not only trespassed into the realm of our demon tribe, but also harvested the resources we have worked hard to cultivate without restraint. Do you need to give an explanation? Said the Dapeng Demon King. That's right, as a Demon King level demon, the Dapeng Demon King is not foolish, but rather very intelligent. The human race in front of us is so fearless as to invade the demon god domain, and even dares to take action to seize resources. So, either this human race is very powerful, either it's just a brain pit, not knowing how to write dead characters. And the Dapeng Demon King clearly believes that the first possibility is even greater. So, he decided to bow down before attacking, in order to explore the reality of Lin Changfeng. These spiritual root fairy grasses are naturally cultivated, why have they become what you cultivate? Lin Changfeng asked in response. Actually, compared to the various natural resources and treasures gifted by the system, the so-called spiritual root fairy grass here is no different from garbage. However, this dog system doesn't always give away, it only gave away a big gift package 30 years ago, which contains many natural resources and treasures. However, in the following 30 years, there was nothing left. For Lin Changfeng, although the quality of these spiritual roots and immortal herbs in the demon god domain is average, they are better than nothing. If they are rarely used for training, they are still very good. Moreover, since there are good things on the road, isn't it uncomfortable not to pick them up when you see them? Practitioners, especially those who practice swordsmanship, should strive for excellence. How could it be because of a few immortal grasses, entangled and pondered, and instead disrupt the Tao heart? What do you mean? Today's situation is difficult to improve, said the Dapeng Demon King. Ho ho, good or bad, I'm afraid you can't call the shots, said Lin Changfeng, looking at the Rock Demon King lightly. This person is very secretive and has extremely high skills. Even as a proud member of the Dapeng clan, I can only use my own speed advantage. At the beginning of my attack, I will directly use the strongest strike and strive for a kill with one strike, otherwise there will be no chance of winning. The Dapeng Demon King planned so. I saw the Dapeng Demon King suddenly shake out a long spear, and the tip of the spear had a hint of explosive intent, mixed with a gust of wind. The spear's shadow flickered with white light, and with one shot, it flew sand and stones, attacking Lin Changfeng straight. Breaking wind sting. Gun intent. The young arrogance of the Dapeng clan is indeed not just a vain reputation. You should know that whether it's the intention of a gun, a knife, or a sword, it's not easy to comprehend this kind of artistic conception. Take Jian Xiu as an example. Some people may not be able to comprehend the meaning of the sword throughout their lifetime. The concept of artistic conception is not something that can be understood solely through hard work. Talent, opportunity, insight, effort, and so on are all indispensable. And the spear intent of the Dapeng Demon King has reached the level of a great spear master. Taking swords as an example, those who cultivate swords are called swordsmen. Only by understanding the meaning of the sword can one become a swordsman. Afterwards comes the great sword master, sword sect, great sword sect, sword saint, sword emperor, sword immortal, sword god. This Dapeng Demon King can reach the level of a great spear master in the distraction realm, which is indeed something. You should know that Lin Changfeng, as the leader of the Kunlun sword sect, is a peak powerhouse in the Taiqing realm. His cultivation level is 2 levels higher than that of the Dapeng Demon King, and his swordsmanship level is nothing more than that of the sword sect. Speaking of which, the long spear of the Demon King not only symbolized the intention of the spear, but also added the artistic conception of the wind. This shot of the Dapeng Demon King can be said to have played all his cards, causing Lin Changfeng to frown. Of course, I just frowned. At the next moment, Lin Changfeng held a wooden sword and slowly swept it out. A sharp sword intent spread, and he directly reduced the attack of the Dapeng Demon King's shot to nothing. Such a light description. After all, Lin Changfeng's strength is already much higher than that of the Dapeng Demon King, at the peak of the distracting realm. Just ants. Moreover, Lin Changfeng now possesses the blessing of innate wisdom, and the shot of the Dapeng Demon King is full of flaws under these innate wisdom eyes. Even if Lin Changfeng had thought, the previous confrontation would have turned the Dapeng Demon King into a corpse. However, this Dapeng Demon King was also decisive. Seeing the other party being so indifferent, he resolved his strongest blow, so he could never be an opponent. I saw the body of the Dapeng Demon King quickly retreat, and the black folding fan was pinched in my hand again. Then the folding fan shook lightly, and I shouted, "Get up!" In that moment, it flew 1,000 miles away. Dapeng flaps its wings for 90,000 miles, and generally no one can catch up. This is also the reason why the Dapeng Demon King, knowing that he is invincible, dares to take risks and attack. Can't beat it. I can still run. But at this moment, Lin Changfeng was not happy. What's going on? Relying on their own fast flight, they came specifically to play tricks on their true selves. Or is it that our own strength has been underestimated? How dare he take off in front of me? I saw Lin Changfeng throwing his wooden sword and directly manipulating the flying sword, locking onto the Dapeng Demon King thousands of miles away. Single kill sword formation, slash. Immediately, a divine thought followed the wooden sword and left. The Dapeng Demon King, thousands of miles away, was flying in the sky when suddenly he felt a palpitations. The next second, a wooden sword will directly slash his left wing under his body. Fly. Keep flying. Lin Changfeng smiled and said, "I just don't want to kill you, it's not that I can't kill you." When the great Ping Demon King heard this transmission, how dare he linger? With one wing, turn around and continue to run away. Master, why not kill him directly? If he escapes like this, it will bring us trouble, right? Lulu in the Sea of God suddenly said. This master has his own plans. Lin Changfeng said. What Lin Changfeng was thinking was that this Dapeng tribe ultimately belonged to birds. Since it belongs to birds, it will be under the jurisdiction of the phoenix. The purpose of Lin Changfeng's trip is to visit the Phoenix Mountains. What connection may exist between the Dapeng tribe and the Phoenix tribe? If something goes too far and leads to a direct feud with the Phoenix clan, then find a hammer mama. After walking for a while, there was no one standing in the way. However, looking around, this place should not be far from the Phoenix Mountains. Because, on this wasteland, more and more Wutong trees begin to appear. Moreover, the spiritual energy around is becoming increasingly strong. I just don't know the name or appearance of the nanny that the system is looking for. Sigh, we can't ask each one about this kind of thing. Lin Changfeng pondered. Hi girl, can you breastfeed? If that's the case, I feel like I'll be beaten to death. Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. Demon Emperor Phoenix 9. You are listening at powerful.Audio. At this moment, several demon kings were discussing in a valley deep in the demon god domain. Peng Wang, do you think the other party really hurt your wing with just one move? The one speaking is the Black Bear Demon King, in the later stage of the distraction realm. So, the other party should be a strong one in the Tai Su realm, said the nearby Deer Fairy, who was also the Demon King in the later stage of the distraction realm. Ah. It's also unlucky. I don't know where this foolish young man came from. Why is he so powerful? He still used a wooden sword, said the Dapeng Demon King with a bitter expression on his face. Dapeng, do you say that the other party only used an ordinary wooden sword to break your strongest blow and even cut off your wings with one sword? At this moment, a white-clad cultivator slowly approached with a sword and asked. This white-clad cultivator has a dignified appearance, with a long sword in his hand. He doesn't have any demonic aura on his body, but instead carries a hint of divine radiance. Feng Jiu is the pride of the Phoenix clan. At a young age, he has already possessed the strength of the early stage of the Taiqing realm. According to the habits of the demon race, it belongs to the level of the demon emperor. And Feng Jiu is definitely the youngest demon emperor in the demon god domain. Feng Jiu Gongzi. The demon kings stood up and said. Dapeng, you may have been intimidated by this cunning human. That is definitely not an ordinary wooden sword, otherwise it will definitely not break through your defense. Feng Jiu analyzed. What should I do? Why don't I invite the elders of our tribe and kill this ignorant creature? The three-tailed white fox beside me smiled seductively. There's no need to disturb the senior's seclusion for such a small matter. Let me go on a trip. I don't know the height of the earth, but I came to my demon god domain to seek benefits. Who can't bear it? Feng Johan said in a voice. However, the opponent's strength may have reached the middle stage of the Taiqing realm. The Dapeng Demon King hesitated. No problem. He's just relying on that sword, and when it comes to weapons and treasures, who is the opponent of this young master? After all, he is the pride of the clan and also a member of the Phoenix lineage. Feng Jiu's talent can be said to be extremely demonic. In the middle stage of the divine separation realm, Feng Jiu once killed 3 demon beasts in one fell swoop in the later stage of the void transformation realm. Although the suppression of Feng Jiu's bloodline played a significant role in World War I at that time, Feng Jiu fought with 1 enemy and 3 enemies, crossing a great realm and being able to kill all the opponents, which was enough to make him famous in World War I. On this side, Lin Changfeng walked and stopped, but his speed was not very fast. After all, he was not just rushing on the road. He was also paying attention to whether he could meet the wet nurse he was looking for, and finally met Feng Jiu. Looking at the white-clothed sword cultivator in front of him, Lin Changfeng sniffled and said calmly. You can't do it. Oh. Human, you are very confident. I guess your confidence comes from that sword, right? Anyone who is a normal person knows that it is definitely not an ordinary wooden sword. Feng Jiu's eyes narrowed slightly, looking at Lin Changfeng with a high and aloof attitude, with a disdainful expression on his face. Hee, just a few people. Just one. Feng Jiu had already put away the disdain on his face at this moment, because he couldn't see through Lin Changfeng's realm. Brother, you may have misunderstood. What I mean is, you are a male phoenix and cannot breastfeed, so you cannot. Lin Changfeng said helplessly. Among the phoenix clan, the male is the phoenix and the female is the phoenix. Lin Changfeng said that Fengjiu is a male phoenix. Although this statement is not bad, it feels somewhat contemptuous. It is clear that you are a flat-haired beast. You should know that although the Phoenix clan belongs to the Demon clan, it is definitely not comparable to the likes of Dapeng and Black Bear. The Phoenix clan is not simply a demon clan, but a demon god. So, Phoenix's personality is very proud. And Phoenix also has the qualification to be proud. Stop talking nonsense, come out with your sword. Fengjiu said coldly. After finishing his sentence, Fengjiu drew out his long sword in his hand, and the sword's intent flowed. It was already the realm of the sword sect. Slash the sky with one sword. Fengjiu swung out his long sword in his hand, with a sword intent that was almost substantial. With the momentum of flames, he transformed into a fiery phoenix and chopped towards Lin Changfeng. This flat-haired beast, if you don't agree, just start fighting. It's really getting used to you. While roast, Lin Changfeng drew out the wooden sword. With only one shake, the sword body had already burst into a sense of shocking sword. It turned into a sword light, and the sword of Fengjiu was invisible. Immediately, Lin Changfeng flew his sword into the air, a wooden sword carrying an infinite thunderous force, piercing through the air and directly stabbing Fengjiu. Single kill sword formation, slash. Lin Changfeng's sword did not actually target the opponent, after all, he had no intention of killing, just wanted to show the Phoenix 9 some color. However, Fengjiu didn't know if he was scared out of his wits, or if he thought that Lin Changfeng's sword couldn't harm him, he didn't dodge or avoid it. The wooden sword pierced directly into Fengjiu's heart, and then a powerful thunderous force began to forcefully tear Fengjiu's flesh. Lin Changfeng's eyes narrowed slightly. This kid may not have a good heart. Sure enough, just as Fengjiu was about to die, a wave of 9 Xian Phoenix fire enveloped his entire body. The Nirvana technique of the Phoenix clan. The art of Nirvana is equivalent to having 2 lives. However, the consumption is also very high, and for a period of time, it can no longer be used. Ha ha ha, human, what you rely on is this precious sword. What would you do without this sword? Fengjiu laughed wildly. That's right, Fengjiu intentionally took this sword. Normally, a practitioner has 3 recognized vital points on their body, namely the elixir field, heart, and eyebrow center. The dantian corresponds to cultivation. If the dantian is broken, all cultivation will be lost. The heart is one of the most important organs in the body, and damage to the heart can cause the body to collapse, and the center of the eyebrows represents the sea of gods, which is the source of a person's divine being. If the center of the eyebrows is suddenly hit, the source god will not have time to escape from the sea of gods, and both form and spirit will be destroyed, unable to even enter reincarnation. Of course, in order to destroy the opponent's form and spirit, one must also have extremely strong strength. However, for the Phoenix clan, due to the existence of the Nirvana technique, these key points can be ignored to a certain extent. And Fengjiu is precisely the heavenly pride of the Phoenix clan. At the same time, he is also a swordsman, so he is very interested in swordsmanship. Even willing to use the technique of Nirvana once, they would snatch Lin Changfeng's sword. After all, it's not necessarily possible to beat Lin Changfeng head-on. But if he snatches the sword he relies on, he will lose his weapons. His strength will grow and fall. Can Tang Fengjiu still not defeat a sword cultivator without a sword? Ha ha ha, it's really a good sword. It should be a heavenly treasure sword. Or rather, a sacred treasure sword. Fengjiu watched and laughed, what a sword. Look at this material, it looks extraordinary at first glance. It should be Xianlu Heartwood from 10 years old. Wait, 10 years old. 10. Lin Changfeng said, this is just a joke. At this moment, Feng Jiu couldn't believe his eyes, his face bewildered, and with a gentle flick of his finger, the wooden sword broke. If you have any other skills, just use them. Then take me to the Phoenix Mountains. You must be more familiar with this place than me, Lin Changfeng said helplessly. What kind of ghost, the pride of the Phoenix clan? Exchange your life for an ordinary wooden sword, it's poisonous. But what are you doing in my Phoenix Mountains? Feng Jiu asked curiously. Find a nanny. It's a woman who has just given birth. My disciple is not yet full moon, so please help me feed her. There are indeed, but it depends on whether you have the strength to come with me. Lin Changfeng was speechless for a moment, meaning do you still want to fight? Chapter 7. Wutong Tree Ancestor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The tall Wutong trees on both sides of the road form a big forest, which cannot be lifted, as if it can block the sky and the sun. This is the way to Phoenix Mountain. On this road, there are two people walking forward and backward. If the demon clan in the demon god domain sees it, they can recognize that the young Tianjiao of the Phoenix clan, Feng Jiu, is walking ahead. And the white-robed sword cultivator who followed behind was naturally the handsome and extraordinary Lin Changfeng. At this moment, Lin Changfeng was shaking a feather fan with a mysterious fire aura in his hand, and he followed Feng Jiu leisurely to the depths of the Phoenix Mountains to visit elder Feng Yun, who had just given birth, as Feng Jiu had mentioned. Due to the presence of Prince Feng Jiu, they never encountered any trouble along the way again, and their speed was also very fast. If it weren't for the Phoenix Sky Road in front of the Phoenix Mountain Range, they would have flown to their destination long ago. This no-air rule cannot even be broken by Lin Changfeng now. It can be seen that the person behind this rule has such terrifying strength, and terror is like a demon emperor. This is not surprising, after all, it is the top force in the demon god domain, the Phoenix clan. If they don't even have such strength, it would be strange. Humans. No, I mean seniors. You promise, when you see Elder Huang Yun, you will immediately return the vermilion bird feather fan to me, right? At this moment, Feng Jiu said pitifully. That battle just now, sigh. Feng Jiu used his biggest trump card, the vermilion bird feather fan, but the result was still a complete defeat. You should know that this vermilion bird feather fan is one of the things left by the ancestors of the Phoenix, and it is itself a sacred treasure. Later, with the creation of heaven and earth, the vermilion bird feather fan attracted a spiritual charm and formed a fan spirit, directly transforming into a spiritual tool in the later days. It is also a top-notch existence in the entire divine martial world. Weapons and treasures have spirit, they are spiritual tools, and their level is naturally higher than that of holy items unconditionally. There are not many items in the entire divine martial world, and this is not a big deal. At least, in the martial arts civilization of the divine martial world, spiritual tools are definitely the existence of the ceiling. Don't worry. This is just a spiritual artifact from the afterlife, and I still don't like it. Lin Changfeng said. Sleeping trough, just a little, just a little. The spiritual weapon of the day after tomorrow. Big brother, just pretend to be forced. If you don't like it, hold it in your hand and don't let it go. Feng Jiu thought of it. However, what he didn't know was that Lin Changfeng really didn't like it. The so-called postnatal spiritual artifact is different from the innate spiritual artifact. However, overall, postnatal spiritual tools are far inferior to innate spiritual tools. The spirits in the spiritual tools of the day after tomorrow are attracted, just like a person who sees a house and moves in, but once he sees another villa, he may move. And even if he never moves, he is still a renter and won't do anything to decorate the house. That is to say, the acquired spiritual artifact, even if the artifact spirit does not betray, has no growth potential. From the beginning, it is always what it is. And the innate spiritual tool, the tool spirit, is the weapon or magic weapon itself. Not only does it not betray, but it can also grow step by step. Just like Lin Changfeng's innate treasure, the picture of mountains and rivers, and Turing Lulu, they are constantly growing. And the growth of spiritual tools can greatly enhance the power of the spiritual tools themselves. So, Lin Changfeng's statement that he doesn't like the vermilion bird feather fan is quite true. However, the vermilion bird feather fan is indeed a good thing, and it also has the qualification to be remembered. After all, 1,000 phoenixes produce a vermilion bird, and 1,000 phoenixes produce a divine phoenix. Among 1,000 phoenixes, only one vermilion bird can appear, which is naturally very strong. It's just that I ran into Lin Changfeng today, or rather, I ran into the system. It's not embarrassing to lose. Here we are. Wait here for a moment, Feng Jiu turned around and said. Upon hearing this, Lin Changfeng looked up and saw that there was not a cave, but a courtyard. Not long after Feng Jiu entered, a beautiful woman with red makeup came out, who was also very charming, and that was what Feng Jiu referred to as Elder Huang Yun. Lin Changfeng quickly took a sneak peek. Feng Jiu can handle it. Look at these two baby bottles, their weight is definitely not bad. Without waiting for Huang Yun to speak, he picked up Lin Chuxue and casually threw the vermilion bird feather fan to Feng Jiu. I have already heard from Feng Jiu about the matter. Since your trip is purely for breastfeeding the child, I will not investigate the previous matter. You go, said Huang Yun. Ah. Lin Changfeng is puzzled, everyone has come. Feed the baby, you're not without it. Why, human, don't you even pay attention to the Holy One? Huang Yun said in a cold voice. I admit that I cannot see through your realm, but your strength should only be around half a saint. Your realm may have been deliberately concealed by the experts behind you, or perhaps you have a powerful master or protector. It is precisely based on the strength behind you that this saint also wants to sell face. Today's matter is over, you quickly retreat. Huang Yun's attitude is firm. It doesn't matter if the baby starves to death, you must feed today. Lin Chang said in a cold voice. This kind of thing is infuriating. I rushed all the way over, holding such a cute little doll. Don't you say hello. You're not without it, so big and so many, even if you put it there, sigh. Besides, didn't you just give birth? How do you behave like this to be a good mother? Although it's a bit of a moral kidnapping, we can't always give Chuxue health pills, can we? Even if there are no side effects, that won't work, after all, that thing is already unpleasant. At this moment, Huang Yun was also speechless. If she wanted to fight, she was not afraid of Lin Changfeng, after all, she was a demon saint with real strength and a strong holy realm. Just, are you a human with a brain problem? Ben Sheng is a member of the Phoenix tribe, and I'm not a mammal. I lay eggs. Huang Yun roared directly. Is it necessary to be so straightforward in order to understand? At this moment, Huang Yun already wants to kill. The scene was once awkward at this moment. Huang Yun received a message and looked at Lin Changfeng in surprise, then at the baby Lin Chuxue. It didn't matter at first glance, Huang Yun took a deep breath. Shen Huang's bloodline. No wonder, since the baby was carried out by Lin Changfeng, several ancient breaths have awakened one after another. These phoenix ancestors are all in a closed level, and even if there is another battle between humans and demons, they may not be able to leave the level. After all, they have all lived too long, far beyond their expected lifespan. If you want to continue living, you either need to break through the realm, or close the level and continue your life, waiting for opportunities. Now, the appearance of the divine phoenix bloodline has even alarmed these old guys. Huang Yun, take them to meet that senior, an old voice came in. Humans, come with me, I will take you to see the Wutong tree ancestor, said Huang Yun. Chapter 8. Wutong Tree Ancestor, 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It is said that in the past trillions of years ago, before heaven and earth opened, everything was in chaos. Until this chaos, the first strand of divine thought was born and gradually evolved into a power that created heaven and earth. So, this first strand of divine thought opened up heaven and earth, evolved vitality, and multiplied these 3,000 worlds. And this first strand of divine thought is the heavenly way. However, after billions of years of evolution, the various celestial universes have now expanded beyond 3,000 worlds. Just like the Xinwu world where Lin Changfeng is currently located, it is just a drop in the ocean in the low-latitude realm. Of course, in the divine martial world, no one knows about this kind of thing. After all, with the martial arts civilization of the divine martial world, there is no ability to break through the world barrier and reach other places. If one must say that someone knows these things, then perhaps only one person knows, Wutong Tree Ancestor. No one knows how long Wutong Tree Ancestor has existed, but she has witnessed the rise and fall of the great world of Xinwu for countless years. Because the Wutong Tree Ancestor existed long before the formation of the Xinwu world. However, in addition to the Phoenix clan, the existence of Wutong Tree Ancestors is very unknown. Even other demon families in the demon god domain may not know the existence of the Wutong Tree Ancestor, let alone the human family. However, elders like Huang Yun and young Tianjiao like Feng Jiu are aware of it. Such a secret existence. At this moment, the Phoenix Ancestor wants an outsider to see the Wutong Tree Ancestor. At this moment, deep in the Phoenix Mountains, 6 tombstones stand tall. Phoenix Tomb. Phoenix Tomb is the place where the 6 Phoenix Ancestors closed their gates. At this moment, the 6 Phoenix Ancestors at the peak of the Imperial Realm are communicating with each other. Brother, why should a human cultivator go to see Senior Tree Ancestor? He should not be qualified, asked the 3rd Ancestor Huanye Empress. The Divine Phoenix has descended, and this woman may have a great causal relationship with our Phoenix tribe, and even be able to help our Phoenix tribe out of difficulties. After all, we have been stuck in this realm for too long, and even our own master has forgotten time. Phoenix Ancestor Zhuke Shinzuan replied calmly. This woman may be the key to breaking through the shackles of our Feng tribe. What my elder brother means is that perhaps we can take this further and reach the realm above the Imperial Realm. But what realm is above the Imperial Realm? Asked Emperor Feng Yun, the 6th Ancestor. I don't know, but I have a premonition that this woman will have great potential in the future. As a celestial performer, the Vermilion Bird Divine Lord, Fengzu, his premonition is not unfounded. Here, Lin Changfeng, holding Xiao Chuxue in his arms, and together with Huang Yun and Feng Jiu, soon arrived at the ancestral temple of Phoenix, where the ancestor of Wutong Tree was located. Due to the leadership of Elder Huang Yun or the advance notification from Fengzu, Lin Changfeng did not encounter any obstacles at this time. Lin Changfeng came closer and saw a Wutong tree, which seemed ordinary. However, Lin Changfeng could clearly feel that around this tree, there was an infinite sense of wood and the way of wood. In fact, in terms of the martial arts civilization of the divine martial world, no one can feel the existence of Dao Zhe. But Lin Changfeng is different, he has a system. The cultivation method of Lin Changfeng, the supreme eternal life technique, must be higher than the martial arts civilization in this world. I saw Huang Yun kneeling in front of the tree, and Feng Jiu quickly followed suit. Even though Feng Jiu is a proud family, he has never seen the Wutong Tree Ancestor, but he has heard of it and knows its existence. Upon seeing this, Lin Changfeng also knelt down. As a sword cultivator, Lin Changfeng has a clear mind and won't beat around the bush or get too tangled up. He thinks he needs to kneel, so kneel without worrying about anything else. In the same way, since he knelt, that means that the Wutong Tree Ancestor in front of him is entitled to his kneeling. Upon seeing this scene, Xiao Chuxue couldn't help but stop groaning, not crying or making noise, as if she were an adult. Disciple Huang Yun, Feng Jiu respectfully invites Master Shuzu. Kunlun sword sect Lin Changfeng, bring his disciple Lin Changfeng to pay homage to the tree ancestor. At this time, I saw the Wutong tree body slightly shook, and a beautiful woman in a green and white dress appeared in front of 3 people and a baby. Wutong tree ancestor is a beautiful woman. Lin Changfeng and Feng Jiu screamed in their hearts. Compared with the green and ignorant girls, the Wutong tree ancestor is slightly mature, but it is also the kind of mature, and just right. This kind of beauty, even a beauty that can never be forgotten with just a glance. Xu Zhu lifted his jade arm slightly and lifted the 3 of them out of thin air, saying again. I am aware of this matter, there is no need to say more. After finishing speaking, Lin Changfeng waved his hand and naturally let go of Xiao Chuxue. So Xu Zhu took Xiao Chuxue into his arms from afar. The little girl really has good qualifications. Her 9 heavenly ice phoenix body and Tai Xian sword body are truly a collection of heaven and earth's creations, embodying eternal divine secrets, said the tree ancestor. Lin Changfeng and Feng Jiu were both surprised here. To Lin Changfeng's surprise, most people only believe that Xiao Chuxue is an ancient mysterious ice body. The Phoenix clan, due to their bloodline, can see that Xiao Chuxue has a divine phoenix constitution, but they have not yet determined which divine phoenix constitution it is. And I also used my innate wisdom to see that Xiao Chuxue's bloodline constitution was a combination of the Tai Xian sword body and the 9 heavens ice phoenix body, the Tai Xian ice phoenix body. And the Wutong tree ancestor, just look at it, you can see the mystery. As for Feng Jiu's surprise, this little girl actually has a Tai Xian sword body. As a sword cultivator, Feng Jiu naturally knows what the concept of Tai Xian sword body is. Demons. Some people may not be demon tribes, but they have been demons since childhood. Immediately, Shizu spoke softly to Xiao Chuxue, little baby, it seems like you're already starving. Then he directly untied Luo Shang and fed little Chuxue with milk. Lin Changfeng and Feng Jiu. Is it something we can watch without paying? However, the tree ancestor seemed to have anticipated that as soon as she untied her robe, a cloud and mist enveloped her upper body. Cut. Feng Jiu sighed. Lin Changfeng smiled and looked at Feng Jiu, his eyes raised, and he said to himself. Buddy has innate wisdom. Innate wisdom, piercing through all illusions and reaching the essence directly. But the next moment, Lin Changfeng couldn't laugh anymore. Because even with his innate wisdom, he couldn't see through that mist. Xu Zhu was clearly aware, but only smiled faintly without speaking. Men, aren't they all just ghosts? After all, she has been around for so long, what else can't be understood? A man's true nature is harmless. However, Shizu still looked at Lin Changfeng with great interest. Xiumei furrowed slightly, feeling even more charming. What kind of divine is this kid? His strength is not high, but he gives people a completely incomprehensible feeling. Xu Zhu was surprised in his heart. However, whether you can see through it or not, tree ancestor did not get entangled in this matter and was too lazy to speak up. After all, you just need to know about this kind of thing yourself. Lin Changfeng, right. I will take care of your disciple until 1 year old. You can leave with peace of mind, said Xu Zhu. No, Senior Shizu. I don't have any plans for foster care. Lin Changfeng quickly replied. Lin Gongzi laughed, if you don't foster the little girl here, do you want me to follow Lin Gongzi? Xu Zhu chuckled, showing a hint of a little girl's demeanor. That's not a bad thing, I will definitely thank you heavily, kid. Lin Changfeng said seriously. I am the ancestor of Wutong tree. How can I stay away from here for a long time, said the ancestor. This is a problem. After all, if the ancestor of Wutong tree goes against the sky again, how can she easily move when her essence is rooted here? This incarnation, although no different from the real body, ultimately cannot be separated from the body for too long. This is why Wutong Tree Ancestor has not gone anywhere for countless years. Unless Lord Lin can take away my true self, then I will follow Lord, and it's not a bad thing. Tree Ancestor laughed. Are you serious about this? Lin Changfeng said solemnly. Chapter 9. Tiandao Gambling Covenant. You are listening at powerful.Audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 10. Laws and Regulations Chapter 3. You are listening at powerful.Audio. Due to the formation around the Phoenix Mountain range that shields the gods, even if there is a natural anomaly, outsiders cannot detect the situation inside. However, the 6 Phoenix ancestors in the Phoenix tomb are now stunned. Spread this law, the Phoenix clan, make every effort, and also make good friends with Lin Changfeng. Even if we can't make friends, we must never offend him. At this moment, the Phoenix ancestor Vermilion Bird God has issued a decree to notify the entire clan. That's right, as the pinnacle of the imperial realm and one of the top celestial performers in the divine martial world, Feng Zhu is not an illustrious person. Just this panoramic view of mountains and rivers, Lin Changfeng must not be provoked. The Feng tribe is in a causal relationship, naturally knowing the cause and effect, and knowing that it is absolutely necessary to befriend Lin Changfeng. However, people outside the Phoenix Mountains know nothing. Due to a celestial anomaly in Thunder Calamity, countless powerful beings have already locked their minds on the Phoenix Mountain range. However, they cannot penetrate the shielding array of the Phoenix clan, so they cannot explore the truth. Of course, in addition to the divine thoughts of some powerful individuals, there are also some cultivators who cannot control their own hearts and have already descended here, ready to stir up. After all, something that can trigger such a calamity is not simple. At this moment, Lin Changfeng collapsed weakly on the ground, he really had no strength left. Even Turing Lulu, due to exhaustion of spiritual energy, went into hibernation in the mountain and river universe. How is it now, Senior Tree Ancestor? Lin Chang had a graceful demeanor and reluctantly took a recovery pill, but he was able to speak. Looking at the huge thunder disaster still lingering in the sky, the tree ancestor's expression moved slightly and he smiled. If you're willing to give up, I'll go with you. At this moment, after Xuan finished speaking these words, the terrifying purple lightning pillar in the air began to gradually dissipate. People who have reached the realm of tree ancestor are not likely to tell lies, and there is no need to tell lies. If the Tao mind is not fully accessible, how can it reach its peak? Therefore, since Xuan has recognized following Lin Changfeng, he is following Lin Changfeng. Those of us who practice Taoism will naturally keep our promises. However, even if we follow you, I will make 3 rules, said Xuan. Lin Changfeng was not in a hurry to refute, but decided to first listen to the 3 chapters of Xuan's covenant, which were the specific covenant. After all, she is the ancestor of Wutong Tree after all, and has the qualification to put forward her own conditions. Otherwise, if Lin Changfeng had directly asked her to commit to him, as a follower, he wouldn't have refused, it wouldn't have been a waste of time. Firstly, I won't fight for you because the way I practice is not martial arts. However, if you have any needs during the battle, I can also help a little. After hearing this, Lin Changfeng couldn't help but wonder, the path that tree ancestor practiced is not a martial arts path, so which path is it? And the so-called Tao is actually similar to a profession, it is nothing more than the Tianwu Dan weapon talisman formation technique, which includes the Tiandao, Wudao, Dandao, Bingdao, Fudao, Formation Dao, and Shudao. The Heavenly Way is the Heavenly Performance Master. Although its combat power is relatively low, it can use the power of the Heavenly Way to deduce the rise and fall of all things, just like the Vermilion Bird God Xuan, also known as the Phoenix Ancestor, who is a Heavenly Performance Master. Then comes the martial arts, covering everything, whether it's swordsmanship, spearmanship, or mastery, deceit, or killing. As long as it's the way of combat, it's the martial arts. The rest are like alchemists and alchemists, Soldier Dao, Weapon Refiner, Fu Dao, a Master of Fu and Seal Script, Formation Dao, Formation Master. Perhaps seeing that Lin Changfeng was quite curious, Ancestor decided to show off. I saw Shuzu's jade arm slightly raised, and a dark green magic staff appeared in her hand. Then, she pointed her staff at Lin Changfeng. Suddenly, Lin Changfeng could only feel a huge atmosphere of life spreading towards him. In just 3 breaths, Lin Changfeng, who had exhausted his spiritual energy, surprisingly returned to his original state at this moment. This is a spiritual master. Simply put, it is auxiliary. Lin Changfeng couldn't help but remember that in the world he lived in his past life, there was a multiplayer online game where the perfect lineup was a meat shield output with control, and then a restorative assist. Amazing. So Shuzu is not only a wet nurse, but also a wet nurse. Secondly, I can selectively answer the questions you ask. Because there are many things that, before reaching the realm, knowing them can be harmful without any benefit. This can also be understood. After all, Ancestor has existed for so long and must have known many secrets, but whether to say it or not is also her freedom. Alright, I'm done. Do you agree, Mr. Lin? Shuzu smiled. Lin Changfeng stopped swallowing and immediately agreed. Shuzu then hugged Xiaochuxue and directly entered the picture of mountains and rivers. However, before entering, Shuzu whispered to Lin Changfeng. This place is not suitable for staying for a long time. Once you leave the Phoenix Mountains, you can leave the demon god domain with all your might. In fact, not only did Ancestor think of it, but Lin Changfeng also knew that with such a big commotion this time, he was definitely going to be targeted. At this moment, I am in the Phoenix Mountains, and those who are eager to move outside naturally dare not come in and take a closer look. But once you leave, there may be trouble coming to your door. At this moment, Feng clan leader Huang Yu also spoke. Lin Daoyu, although our Feng tribe claims to be noble, we are ultimately a member of the demon god domain. Therefore, in this demon tribe territory, it is really difficult for our tribe to help you alone. Although our ancestors said they must absolutely befriend Lin Changfeng, almost 70% of those gathered outside the Phoenix Mountains at this moment are demon tribes. If the Phoenix tribe takes action to help Lin Changfeng, they may become targets of criticism. As a clan leader, she has to consider more. No problem. Lin Changfeng said. If you don't help, then don't help. To be honest, I'm still afraid of owing you the favor of the Feng tribe. You should know that human relationships are just cause and effect. Moreover, the thing of human favor is really not easy to repay. So, Lin Changfeng always believes that if you cannot owe kindness, you must never owe kindness. Besides, as a sword cultivator, one should have a clear sword heart and move forward courageously, even though thousands of people are on their way. Swordsman, it's better to break than to yield. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for completing the Lin Chuxua branch mission and receiving the reward. Divine Phoenix Ice Blood. The system has detected that the host has made friends with Wutong Ancestor, and will automatically start the Xinjian branch task. Please collect the Spirit with Divine Sword from the host. Task Reward. Heaven Sword Formation. The task difficulty is 0 stars, and the host only needs to comprehend the heavenly sword formation to the first level of the sky, and the divine sword will naturally appear. System Prompt. The heaven sword formation and the host self-created unique killing sword formation have the same origin and are more perfect. Please choose the best one to comprehend. The system appeared just right. At this moment, Lin Changfeng no longer had any worries, so he sat down directly and began to comprehend the heavenly sword formation. At this moment, in the picture of mountains and rivers, the tree ancestor held little Chuxue and caught a glimpse of Lulu in her dormant state. Shuzuyu raised her hand slightly, and the dark green wand appeared in her hand. Immediately, a huge artistic conception of life enveloped Lulu. Did my own treatment not take effect?